Hi there, beautiful souls, and welcome back. A lot of people ask me to share my experiences with spirit, so I thought I'd come on today and share one of my favorites. It was a one-on-one session a number of years ago, and I had a lovely lady come to see me. And the moment that she introduced herself to me, the room just filled with this most beautiful energy from the spirit dimensions. And just as we sat down and got comfortable, the cutest little boy hopped up on my knee from the spirit world. He was 8 years old, and he, right out of the gate, was just so profound in the validation and sharing who he is. He gave us his name, he gave us his birth date, he shared his little hobbies. He was just so amazing to communicate with, and I just couldn't believe that he was sitting on my knee. He began to share his story on his journey with a childhood cancer. He had fought for a few years and overcame cancer. He was discharged home from a pediatric oncology unit 2 weeks when he begged his father to take him to a hockey game. He was a little hockey player, and dad coached his team, and there was a game out of town that he really wanted to go to. He wasn't well enough yet to play, but he wanted to be part of the energy on the bench and see his teammates and try and get back into what was his normal life. On the way to the hockey game, as they head down the highway, there was a terrible accident, and both dad and the little boy were killed. And it was a moment, seeing and hearing his story, that I struggled with keeping myself separate from the reading. I work very hard at keeping myself out of the reading and just being the voice of spirit. But this little spirit sitting on my knee touched my heart. And I began to softly cry. Tears were rolling down my face as this little angel was talking to his mom. And he stopped communicating, and he turned around and looked me right in the eye and took his little hand and wiped my tears and thanked me for being the voice of spirit, and for being here for his mom, and being so open to share. The reading continued for about 45 minutes. They had such a beautiful moment together, a time that was just so healing and so peaceful. I suddenly became aware of a presence behind me. I just felt this new energy come in, and who came forward was Dad, and he was really adamant on just letting his wife know that he was okay, and how sorry he was that the accident had happened. He was reluctant to talk, not because he didn't want to speak to his wife, but he didn't want to take away any time between mother and son. It was her only child, and he was just so humble and so aware of the energy that it takes me to channel, and the time frame that I'm able to keep him here. I can usually channel about 90 minutes in a one-on-one session, and he didn't want to take away that magical moment. So he had a seat next to me, and the little boy encouraged his parents to talk. And mom's emotions were just floods of love for both of them. She had no anger or resentments towards her husband. Yes, she was filled with grief. Yes, her life was totally changed. But the magic in that moment, being able to bring them, and the magic of being touched by a spirit, having my tears wiped to be able to keep me in alignment with the spirit dimensions, was one of the most profound moments. And when I reflect back over the years on all the times that I've channeled with spirit, it was that moment that really struck my heart on why I do what I do, bringing forward such love and light to people, and being able to give some reassurance that spirit is around us. The conversation went on well over 90 minutes. It was amazing how strong I was able to maintain the space and maintain the connection. That was about 10 years ago, and every so often, that lady still reaches out to me, and with just an update on how she's doing. And in those updates, she always includes her sightings that she gets from her husband and her little boy, and the validation and the spirit signs. And she's very grateful that her time with me kind of opened her up to the spirit dimensions so that she was able to be aware. Spirit works so hard to let us know that they're with us. They leave us signs and they leave us validations and they reach out in such profound ways. That little angel that sat on my knee was one of the greatest moments in my mediumship. And I am just so touched by how spirit works. I hope you enjoyed your time here this morning. If you'd like to know more about me, there are some videos that are posted that you can look back on, or you can go to my website, www.thehawkandI.com, or the closed Facebook page, The Hawk and I. Please hit that subscribe button, and I will be posting more videos soon on my experiences with spirit.